Hello there, internet friends, and welcome to tonight's deep dive into the wild world of hacking. Tonight, we're tackling a particularly nasty beast, phishing. Think of phishing as the internet equivalent of that dodgy email from a Nigerian prince promising you millions. Except instead of poorly written pleas for your bank details, phishing attacks are getting increasingly sophisticated. We're talking near-perfect replicas of emails from your bank, social media platforms, and even your dear old grandma. But don't worry, because tonight, we're not just talking about the problem. We're bringing you solutions. We'll be exploring the world of ethical hacking, learning how to protect ourselves from phishing attacks, and even getting our hands dirty with some cybersecurity tools ourselves. So buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to get interesting. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the hacker in the hoodie. When we hear the word hacker, our minds often jump to images of shadowy figures hunched over keyboards, wreaking havoc on unsuspecting victims. And while, yes, those malicious actors do exist, we'll get to them in a bit, it's important to remember that not all hackers are created equal. In fact, there's a whole community of ethical hackers out there who are using their powers for good. These white hat hackers, as they're known, are the digital equivalent of the A-team. They use their skills to identify vulnerabilities and strengthen security systems before the bad guys can exploit them. So the next time you hear the word hacker, don't just assume the worst. Remember, there are good guys and bad guys in every field, and cybersecurity is no exception. All right, let's talk phishing. Imagine this. You're just minding your own business, scrolling through your inbox, when suddenly, bam! An email from your bank appears, warning you of suspicious activity on your account. Panicked, you click the link, enter your login details, and just like that, you've been hooked. Phishing attacks prey on our emotions, fear, urgency, even excitement, to trick us into handing over sensitive information. They can come in many forms, from fake login pages to seemingly innocent surveys or attachments. The consequences of falling victim to a phishing attack can be devastating, leading to identity theft, financial loss, and a whole lot of headaches. But don't worry, folks, because knowledge is power. And by understanding the tactics these digital bottom feeders use, we can learn to spot and avoid their traps. So, how do we protect ourselves from these digital pirates? Well, fear not, because I've compiled a handy-dandy digital defense kit, chock full of tips and tricks to keep you safe online. First up, verify, verify, verify. Before you click any links or provide personal information, double-check the sender's address. Look for misspellings, grammatical errors, or just plain weirdness. If something seems off, it probably is. Next, be wary of suspicious links. Hover over them before clicking to see the actual URL. If it doesn't match the sender's website or looks suspect, steer clear. Remember, folks, curiosity may not kill the cat, but it can certainly empty your bank account. Two-factor authentication is your new best friend. Enable it whenever possible to add an extra layer of security to your accounts. And finally, keep your software up to date. Software updates often include security patches that can help protect you from the latest threats. Section 5, Kali Linux and Zphisher, your cybersecurity training ground. Now let's talk about how we can fight fire with fire. Enter Kali Linux and Zphisher, the dynamic duo of ethical hacking and phishing awareness. Kali Linux is a special operating system designed for cybersecurity professionals and enthusiasts alike. It's like a digital playground for ethical hackers, packed with tools and resources for testing and improving security. And within this digital playground lies Zphisher, a powerful tool that allows us to simulate phishing attacks in a safe and controlled environment. By understanding how phishing attacks work, we can better protect ourselves and others from falling victim to them. It's like learning how to pick a lock, not to become a thief, but to better understand how to secure your own doors. But remember, folks, with great power comes great responsibility. Using Zphisher for anything other than ethical hacking and educational purposes is like bringing a water gun to a knife fight. Reckless, irresponsible, and potentially illegal. Section 6. Zphisher installation, setting up your virtual playground. Alright, let's get our hands dirty and install Zphisher on our Kali Linux machine. Now don't worry, this is easier than assembling IKEA furniture after a few too many glasses of wine. First things first, open up your Kali Linux terminal. Think of it as the command center of your digital playground. Next, we'll use a few simple commands to download and install Zphisher. It's like ordering takeout, but instead of food, you're getting a powerful cybersecurity tool delivered straight to your digital doorstep. The process is surprisingly straightforward, even for those who haven't quite mastered the art of copy-pasting. Once the installation is complete, you're ready to start exploring the world of phishing simulations. Remember, folks, this is a learning experience, a chance to understand the enemy's tactics and bolster our defenses accordingly. Section 7. Launching Zphisher Phishing Simulations for Safety. With Zphisher installed, it's time to dive into the world of phishing simulations. Now, before you go rogue and start spamming your friends with fake login pages, remember the golden rule of ethical hacking: do no harm. Zphisher offers a range of pre-built phishing templates, mimicking popular websites and services. You can customize these templates or even create your own, tailoring the attack to your specific learning objectives. It's like having a digital petri dish where you can safely experiment with different phishing techniques without endangering real users. Remember, the goal here isn't to trick people, but to educate and raise awareness. By simulating phishing attacks, we can learn to spot the telltale signs and avoid falling victim to the real deal. It's like a digital fire drill, preparing us for a potential cyber attack. Section 8. The Ethical Hacker's Oath. Do no harm seriously. Now, before we wrap things up, let's take a moment to talk about the importance of ethical hacking. Using tools like Zphisher carries a certain responsibility. It's like being given the keys to the kingdom. You have the power to do good or to wreak havoc. Ethical hackers operate by a strict code of conduct, always seeking permission before testing systems and never exploiting vulnerabilities for personal gain. They use their powers for good, working to make the digital world a safer place for everyone. So if you're considering dipping your toes into the world of ethical hacking, remember this: with great power comes great responsibility. Use your knowledge wisely, ethically, and always for the greater good. Section 9. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay one step ahead. Well, folks, that's our show for tonight. We've explored the murky depths of phishing, equipped ourselves with the tools to defend against these digital predators, and even learned how to use their tactics for good. Remember, the best defense against phishing is a healthy dose of skepticism and a good understanding of the tactics these digital bottom feeders use. Verify senders. Be wary of suspicious links. Enable two-factor authentication, and keep your software up to date. The internet is a wild and wonderful place, but it's also a breeding ground for those looking to exploit our trust. By staying informed, staying vigilant, and yes, even having a little fun with ethical hacking tools like Zphisher, we can navigate this digital landscape safely and securely. So go forth, internet friends, and spread the word. We're not just users, we're a community. And together we can outsmart even the sneakiest of phishing attacks. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay one step ahead.